Coach, opening statement on a sensational win tonight.
I thought our guys really responded. I mean, we played a great basketball game on Thursday night, and just came up a little short. You can look back at moments and all that stuff, but we poured every drip of energy we had into trying to compete our butts off in that game. And so, playing a game, what is it, 36 hours later or whatever it is, not too far off from when we left the court. You're not exactly sure. We did very little yesterday. I mean, 30 minutes on the court, just trying to, get some blood flowing and give them some basics about Monmouth. And I'm sure Monmouth did the same, So these Saturdays are definitely different. And then that's not factoring in the emotional side, right? The emotional side could be you pull out the game against Charleston and then you're feeling too good and you aren't ready, or you're kind of feeling down because of it, and you the biggest thing is try to avoid all those ebbs and flows and just be consistent, which goes back to just your basics, your basic defensive principles, your basic offensive concepts, and try to trust those as much as you can. I thought the guys did a really good job today. We were a little, not perfect there in the first half as far as we didn't come out as clean as far as making, we had a lot of convertible layups at the rim that we missed early. And then toward the second half of the first half, we missed a bunch of threes that are open. And I just told them at halftime, we're making shots. We make shots every day. We got a goal in our practices and we hit it just about every day and exceed it by a lot. So the shooting is there. Don't worry about next one's going in. And obviously it does take a lot off when you make a few.
I mean, and you put all that together. I mean, how proud are you of your guys in this team for doing what they did?
Yeah, I mean, the proud things are that's a really good offensive rebounding team, and we did a good job on the glass, and just sort of the ability to turn the page from Thursday and be ready to continue to grow. I mean, I think our guys believe in each other and believe in what we're doing, and so what's stopping us from winning this one and going and taking on the next one and getting that one too? So it's just a matter of staying focused and being about the right stuff.
Talk me through the execution coming off of, like you said, 36 hours ago, holding Bernie Bush to one of his lowest games of the year. That's Bashir's third lowest of the season as well. Talk me through the preparation and how proud you are of this team being able to.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are a good defensive team in general. I think we also have now starting to prove that we have some individual defenders that, when tasked with, certain responsibilities, are able to rise to the challenge. I would say the Berzovic was a more of a five-man deal, just because of how much you have to give when he has the ball and he's trying to probe and make moves and make shots. Bashir's a terrific player. I mean, really, really elite shot maker. And I thought Cam did a really, really good job on him. Obviously, other guys got on him as well, but really, really good job. And I think that's something, I think, I could have told you before the season, Nolan is so proud of being great on defense. And I think what we're starting to see is that we are starting to be proud of ourselves being a collective, good defensive team. And other individuals want to take on the challenge of, let's just say, a guy like a Bashir. And Cam did a great job today. So,
yeah, and like you mentioned coming into the year about the depth, right? It's been a constant theme. And then Cam has a little bit of foul trouble today. Tasos comes in.
Yeah.
And just talk about your confidence in him and the ability to hang around a couple of years and how awesome that is.
Did a really good job. You can count on him to give you everything he has. And any mistakes he has are not going to be of anything other than, caught in the moment. I forgot something. The effort is always going to be there. He did a really nice job spelling them, and then did a really nice job late game. It's huge having guys you can count on to come in there and help. And as we continue to hopefully get healthier, I think the depth can be real to where, if somebody's really having a bad day or whatever, the next guy really can go in there and contribute in a majorly impactful way. Hopefully you don't have a lot of those days, but, I thought Caleb responded great today, played really, really well. But really I could go down the list and like everybody contributed. Everybody that stepped on the floor contributed in one way or another. I thought Eric had a terrific game, probably his best game as a Camel. Just really competed and seemed confident, very confident in himself. He looked like he had a little something to him, like moving. It wasn't about scoring. It was about, moving us, and he just had a confidence about him. And for him to have 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists with 0 turnovers, that's a pretty darn good game. That's a really good game. Nolan, 12 rebounds. I mean, contributions came from everywhere. Back on the free throw train, so that's good. That helps for sure.
Jimmy?
Good crowds, but also I thought crowds that were really feeding off you guys and vice versa in these two very good games.
Yeah, so remember in the beginning of the season I said let's have fun with this. Let's get excited. We didn't give them a whole lot of chance with the very minimal non-conference, and then you're always going to be a little lighter when the students are gone and all that kind of stuff. But there's a lot to like about this team. I don't know. I mean, there's maybe a game or two, I would say. Longwood, I didn't think we had very good energy or whatever. But other than that, I mean, how could you not watch us play against Carolina and be like, those guys compete? How could you not watch these 2 games, these 2 days, and be like, those guys are competing their absolute tails off? Like, some days you make shots and it feels better, and some days you don't. But there's no question about that stuff. And the guys are together on trying to be great. So everything's in front of us. The sky's the limit. We just got to keep working. Head down, work. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Be ready to attack the next day.
You got a Thursday, Saturday coming up in Long Island. That's obviously a really tough stretch of 2 games, as you know, 2 years now doing it. Talk about how you work your team through getting prepped for a trip like that, and then what do you take away from today that can continue to give you confidence that you guys had on the road?
Preparation-wise, I'll start digging into it, and I'm sure I'll be in collaboration with the guys that are scouting, the assistants that are scouting the games. Potentially something, for Saturday, Monday, just like a little bit of a preview. But not that much changes, I think when you're steeped in defensive principles like we are, and I can honestly say this is the most steeped we've been in that, it makes the preparation a little bit more clean, because it's like, this is what we do. This is what we do. Where I think in the past, maybe to hide some deficiencies or try to figure out how to defend, we had to be creative, which challenged the guys, and sometimes we did a really good job of it, of being able to apply these really unique game plans all the time. But this is a lot more of a kind of team that can travel and be ready to roll. Hopefully we don't get snowed. I'm supposed to get snow Wednesday. It's not 15 inches like you were suggesting, but
Just quick, thank goodness. Guys, your thoughts on the huge conference win today?
Obviously a huge win. Get back in the win column. I think everybody brought exactly what they were brought here to do. In different ways. We're so deep, and I think today we kind of showed that. We got contributions from everywhere, kind of like coaches is saying. But yeah, it's huge, especially going into next week. Tough road trip. Looking forward to attacking it.
I think it was a good win for us coming off of the game with Charleston. Quick turnaround. That was a tough one to drop, but like Coach said, we put a lot of effort into that game, and to have a quick turnaround 2 days later and come out and win by 23 and really put it on them, I feel like it was a good win. Team overall, I feel like everybody contributed, so it's good.
Coach said it, we've seen it all year. You guys are so good defensively to a man. It is not easy to do, to get the whole team to buy in. What's the reason for it? How has it happened with this team?
Coach always says it takes what it takes, and I think everyone just kind of bought into that. Every day in practice, we have different stations, different breakdowns, and we really stress like the little details and the little specific things, and they may be little, but they lead to such great results. And I think just being bought in and everybody knowing that they play an important role in our defense and relying on our principles is where that came from.
Yeah, the coaches set the base with the defensive principles. They really emphasize like defense and how defense always is going to win games. And it's kind of a domino effect down the rest of the team. I feel like we all preach it now, whether it's on-ball defense, off-ball, or just team defense total. I feel like we all move as a collective on the defensive end, so it makes us real strong.
Caleb, this is your career high at Division I level. Talk about the confidence that this is going to give you leading into the rest of the conference schedule.
I mean, yeah, I felt very confident today. I want to say it's going to change a whole lot. I feel like I try to bring the same thing each game, and today the ball just found the bottom of the net for me. But a lot of that's attributed to my teammates and coach drawing up a few plays here and there, but really just happened to be my day. It could be anybody else's day the next day, and happy to roll with that.
Cam got in foul trouble when you came off the bench, and I asked Coach about just the trust and belief that he has in you being in this program for a few years now. Talk about how impactful your presence is to be able to change a game like that and keep the lead.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Whether it's vocal or, shown by example, I just want to go out and provide for the rest of the team. And, whether it's scoring, playing defense, I want to do what I can coming off the bench because I know it's hard for that starting five out there. It's a long game, up and down. Guys get exhausted. We need a presence coming off the bench as well. So it's good to have energy there as well. I feel like that's what makes our team strong, though, is we have pieces off the bench that can come in and, make a presence and make an impact in different ways. So that's why I feel like that's where I bring value to the team, and I think the coaches see that too.